nursing's faculty, and most importantly, our graduate. I'm Dr. Najud Azar. Dr. Najud Azar, an associate professor at the School of Nursing, and I welcome you tonight. It is my great honor to welcome you to our School of Nursing 2025 pinning ceremony. At this time, I would like to extend a special welcome and heartfelt thanks to our honored guests, whose presence makes this occasion even more meaningful. We are privileged to be joined today by Dr. Ronald Roshan, President of California State University, Fullerton. Dr. Celestina Barbosa, Dean of College of Health and Human Development. Dr. Sadiqa Al-Majid, the Interim Director of the School of Nursing. Our faculty and clinical instructors who have mentored and guided those graduates with dedication and passion. Our dedicated School of Nursing staff members whose advise students, place them in clinicals, and ensure everything is running smoothly so students can focus on their studies. And most importantly, the families, friends, and loved ones of our graduating class. Thank you for your unwavering support throughout their journey. Without each of you, this moment would not have been possible. We're honored to have you here to celebrate the achievements of these extraordinary students, I should say graduates. This ceremony marks the transformation from student to professional nurse, a calling rooted in compassion, integrity, and care. Today, we celebrate your hard work, sacrifice, resilience, and compassion. You are ready to serve the world with skill and heart. Nursing is more than a career, it's a calling. And you enter the profession, never forget the power of kind words, the importance of listening, and the privilege of being there during someone's most vulnerable moments. Your degree proves you're ready, your heart proves you're meant for this. As you all know, this time of the year is a time of celebrations for graduation across the country. But did you know that nurses have their own special ceremony for the completion of their studies? In addition to graduation, it's called pinning ceremony. And that's what we are celebrating today. Please welcome the School of Nursing Interim Director, Dr. Sadiqa Al-Majid.
Good evening, everyone. You look so great. We've seen you only in scrubs, and you look way better tonight. My name is Dr. Sadiqa Al-Majid. I am a professor, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as the interim director of the School of Nursing. It is my absolute pleasure to join you this evening as we celebrate our BSN graduates' entry into one of the most trusted professions in the world, nursing. As this evening marks more than the end of classes, long 12-hour clinicals, and exams that might have pushed you to your limits. You did not just survive, you thrived. So I would like to tell you a couple sentences about the tradition of the pinning ceremony. So this tradition dates back to the 12th century, when the knights who cared for the sick were honored with the Maltese Cross. Florence Nightingale built on this tradition. She presented medals to her students to recognize their dedication and their readiness to serve. That legacy is reflected in the pin you will receive tonight. This pin symbolizes your academic achievement, resilience, compassion, and your readiness to become registered nurses. To the families and loved ones, thank you. You've been the support system, the cheerleaders, and the late night pep talks providers. Your love and encouragement made this moment possible. To our faculty and staff, thank you for the wisdom, your patience, and your expertise. The lessons you've taught go far beyond textbooks. They will be demonstrated in the care our graduates provide to patients, families, and communities. To our graduates, congratulations. Wear your pin with pride. You've earned it. Let it remind you of where you started, what you've overcome, and the lives you are about to touch. The world, California, the country, and the entire world need nurses like you. Compassionate, capable, courageous, and grounded in integrity. We believe in you. We deeply are proud of you, and we are looking forward to seeing what you will do next. Congratulations again. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the Dean of the College of Health and Human Development, Dr. Celestina Barbosa-Leiker.
Thank you so much, and thank you to the School of Nursing for this invitation. My name is Celestina Barbosa-Leiker, and I'm honored to serve as the Dean of the College of Health and Human Development, the college that houses the School of Nursing. And what an honor this year, as the School of Nursing celebrated 50 years of existence here. So you are all kind of like these golden graduates, right? What a wonderful time. Good timing, all of you, good timing. The mission of the College of Health and Human Development is to strive and work together with our communities to make healthier and more equitable communities. And the School of Nursing is completely committed and rooted in these missions and values. Your achievements here are to be commended. And I hope that you carry the values of the School of Nursing and the College of Health and Human Development into your careers, into your future professional experiences, into your clinical practice. Cal State Fullerton will always be your home, and the School of Nursing and the College of Health and Human Development will always be your family. So please, in the future, remember to reach back out to us, reach back out to your mentors. We are your mentors for life. Not just while you're here as a student, but for life. And we will now call on you to come back to mentor the future students here at Cal State Fullerton, as you will all now be experts in your fields. Please also remember that we will always be your professional network. And as you go forward in your careers, you'll have your own network. Bring Cal State Fullerton along into that network too, and continue to grow and impact the world in that way. You've accomplished something magnificent here, and I hope that you feel so proud. And I want to take some time to thank all the faculty and staff in the School of Nursing that have helped all of you along your academic journey. I know they've been right beside you. And of course, your family and friends and supporters who have been with you this whole time too. I want to thank all of them as well for entrusting us in helping your student along their academic journey. Congratulations, graduates. I'm really proud of you. I hope you all feel proud of yourselves. I know everyone in this room is so proud of you. And now I'd like to introduce our president of Cal State Fullerton, President Rashawn. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Oh, y'all gotta wake up. Good evening. Good evening. You know, as the students were walking in, you all know this, but your families were just standing up as if they were paparazzi. Pictures were being taken. Folks were just focused on their person. And this is where my message is coming from. You all were focused on seeing your person. And all I can think about is that you're about to enter into a profession where people have a person. People have family, they have children, they have loved ones. And quite often they can't choose who the nurse that they will be bestowed with. They don't have that option quite often. So we're asking that you understand the significance of this profession, of touching complete strangers who quite often won't appreciate your service, who quite often won't say thank you, who quite often won't be polite, who quite often are afraid, who are vulnerable, who are in need and wanting questions answered. And I'll tell you that through my journey as an adult, who has been in the hospital myself, but also who has had a mother to pass away and a wife who just had major foot surgery, I will tell you that over and over and over again, the nurses pour into my family. I honor your work. I honor this profession. I honor your choice. I honor your desire to run to the fire because that's who you are. I'm looking right at you. That's who you are. And that's what awaits you. The world needs you badly right now. The world deserves your compassion, your competency, your skills, but most definitely, and I say this very sincerely, deserves your love. I saw the two of you are holding hands. Just a moment, I want you to be my nurse. You know, you were having a little bit of heat going through your body, and you gave her a napkin. She didn't want the napkin. You gave her the napkin anyway. That's care. That's intentionality. Listen, let me close with this. I am excited. This is my first year as president at Cal State Fullerton. How you doing, ma'am? It's good to see you. With your beautiful smile. This is my first year, and this is my first opportunity to pen our students at this amazing university. 50 years, an idea was presented at this institution to create this school, this academic entity, these scholars that we stand before today. I am excited. If you don't feel me, you are asleep. Wake up. Families, thank you for trusting us. Thank you for allowing us to develop a relationship with your person. Thank you for choosing Cal State Fullerton. And most importantly, thank you for believing in them, allowing them to walk their journey to this amazing, noble profession. Do as Professor said, wear this pen with pride. This ritual is significant. It is important. It is you. Congratulations, class of 2025. Thank you.
Let's give another round of applause for those amazing, inspirational. It is my honor to introduce our student speakers now. So from the traditional class, I'd like to introduce Emily Solis.
Hello, good evening everyone. My name is Emily Solis and I'm so honored to be standing here today alongside my peers to reflect on our last 4 years together. I would like to thank you all for being here with us today to celebrate this milestone in our lives that we've worked so hard to achieve. I would also like to congratulate each one of us who soon enough will hold BSN RN behind our name. We could not have done it without the support of our family, friends, faculty, staff, but most importantly, our own self-determination and motivation. Each one of us came to Fullerton with a different background, but shared similar experiences throughout this program. Some of us, like myself, are here today as first-generation students who had to figure out, not only college by themselves, but also the added stress of nursing school. We worked endlessly to break generational barriers and overcame all the obstacles that those before us couldn't. Others here were inspired by important role models in their lives, like family, to pursue a career in this amazing profession. Regardless of our unique backgrounds, we were all individually handpicked out of thousands of applicants to sit in the seats of Cal State Fullerton's nursing school just a few years ago. Coming into nursing school, you hear all these horror stories about how your life is basically over and how challenging it gets to juggle school, work, and your personal life. And although these things are basically true, I don't think anyone could have prepared us for what was to come. After many years of literal blood, sweat, tears, feces, and all other bodily fluids, we sit here finally being able to say we did it. Alongside with many tiring nights, hours of studying, competency checkoffs, and many med math exams, we are finally one step closer to contributing to the nursing workforce, which is kind of scary. Our experiences here will remain with us forever, and so will the friendships that we have built. No one besides our peers will truly understand that feeling of getting your first IV, your first catheter, and how exciting it is to see how far we have come. I know we all recall being absolutely terrified to fail our first head-to-toe assessment or our piggyback checkoff, and now we've participated in codes, pushed IV meds, helped babies be born, but most importantly, have learned the importance of thinking like a nurse. And although we've learned to think like a nurse, each one of us asks for grace from our friends and family when they ask us why their stomach hurts or why they're sick. I promise we finished nursing school, but that does not mean we can diagnose you guys at the kitchen table. And if it's not one of your ABCs, you're probably fine. Nonetheless, on behalf of all nursing students, we would like to thank our friends and families for sticking with us through thick and thin, and all of our highs and lows. You have truly seen us at our best and at our worst, and for that, we're grateful for everyone here who has helped us get to where we are now and where we will go. To my fellow traditional BSN classmates, we have laughed together, cried together, and shared many memories that have gotten us here today. As our journey here as Titan nurses comes to an end, I encourage you all to remember to care with compassion, integrity, and courage. Never underestimate the profound impact that we have on the lives that we touch. Let us continue to lead with our hearts, empathy, and uphold the calling of nursing with pride and purpose. And remember, cree en ti mismo y serás imparable, which translates to believe in yourself and you'll be unstoppable. Soon enough, all of our hard work will pay off. So will the hard work and sacrifices of everyone before us. To all the parents and grandparents that crossed borders and sought out better opportunities for future generations, we thank you. To all those who came from nothing but still managed to give us everything, we thank you. It is because of you that we now get the opportunity to sit at tables that weren't built for people like us. Although this chapter of our life is coming to an end, a new one is only beginning. We close our doors here at Cal State Fullerton, but open more for those generations who will come after us. I hope you all feel proud and recognize how much of an accomplishment getting here really is. Like I said, believe in yourself and always strive to be the best for yourself and for your patients. I truly cannot wait to see how far we'll go. Good luck to everyone, and thank you so much for your time. Please help me welcome our next student speaker, Anthony Atala.
Everyone, I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable with you. These are not real glasses. I'm sweating a little, so maybe a lot, and it definitely fogs up a bit. Disco ball for the party, right? Thank you so much, Emily, for the introduction. One of the first times that I actually got to meet Emily was during an ACLS class, getting her certification, and look at us now. I mean, how fast this is going is unbelievable. So I just want to take a moment to appreciate this and really take it in. So if you'd all like to join me and have a nice deep breath, that'd be nice. Nursing isn't perfect. It's messy, unexpected. Sometimes it requires you to throw away the script. Being a nurse, it's a trait, a commitment, it's a feeling. Some years ago, we all received that life-changing message where, welcome to Cal State Fullerton School of Nursing. Little did we know, we weren't just joining the best nursing school that there was. We were joining a family, one that's dedicated to our success. Now, I want to emphasize this. The families, thank you. The faculty and staff, thank you. But really, this speech is for the students. Thank you. You know, we were becoming this dedicated, momentum-building team. And along the ways, you know, we went through so much. In the simulation lab, we have John. So thank you. Especially with AI nowadays, let me tell you, those mannequins are gonna start walking and who knows what they're gonna start doing, especially after everything that we've done to them. And I mean everything. But you know what? When worst comes to worst, I trust these people, these nurses. I'll tell you why. During one of my first clinical shifts, I was entering a patient's room and he had tubes and machines hooked up to him, some that I didn't even know existed at the time. And he looked at me and reached out his hand and said, "Come pray with me this morning." And I was panicking. Is this ethical? Can I do it? Is this his time? I don't know. And then my nurse, before I could even process it all, she reached down and grabbed my hand. And I looked over and I saw her with her eyes closed in prayer. In that moment, I found out nursing is far beyond what we do technically. It's profound. The presence that we hold for these patients, for each other, is something that we're going to cherish and remember for the rest of our lives. Nursing goes beyond what we imagined. It's being exactly what someone needs when they need it the most. Look around this room. Remember the late nights in the library? The tears, the laughter, the coffee, well, that kind of explains the sweat, I guess. You know, we've spent several years learning about ADPI, the nursing process. So, I'd like to collaborate with the students just one last time. So, we all know A is I see advocates, people who stand in the gap between vulnerability and health. D. Diagnosis. Risk for post-grad depression. I would cry right now, but I wasted it all on this one. P. You've mapped out countless care plans. Now it's time to care and plan those cares for the lives of countless people. I. You'll implement evidence-based practice, yes, but most importantly, you'll implement hope in hopeless situations. E. Evaluation. Today, we evaluate our journey. We graduate. Well, I mean, we still have a test or something. What do they call it? That's a problem for another day. The story of nursing school, am I right? You know, in life, we experience many graduations. We graduate high school, some of us college, multiple times. And as nurses, we will graduate and continue to learn and graduate. Each time we help your loved ones retake their first steps, each time we explain complex diagnosis in a way that brings compassion and understanding instead of fear. Each time we hold your loved one's hand while they take their last breath. Finding meaning and purpose is essential. You know, I used to say, I'm just a nursing student. Well, I'll be the first to tell you guys, we're not just nurses. We don't just save lives. We don't just work relentlessly. We put our feelings aside so that we can give everything we can to save a life. Then we go home to take care of our own. Years of sleepless nights, studying until our eyes couldn't stay open, practicing skills until it became second nature, all of it has led to this moment, this pin, this commitment. So, my fellow graduates, wear your pin with pride. Remember the journey that brought you here. And never forget, you're not just anything, you are absolutely a nurse. We did this together. Now, we move forward together. Not just as nurses, but as Cal State Fullerton, class of 2025. Thank you.
I was waiting for Anthony to introduce me. As if I need an introduction. Now, I am Dr. Joelle Otteson. I am the faculty speaker this evening. I appreciate the students being here and for them nominating me to speak tonight. I feel really embarrassed to speak after these because they did such a good job. And it's so funny because I printed this out really big, but Frankie already did it big for me. Yay, thank you. So I'd like to welcome all of our family and friends as well as the faculty that have put in all the work with you two and our staff. And thank you so much. I am so awestruck and stoked to see President Rochon here and Dean Barbosa Liker here as well. So glad to see them. Even though we're happy everyone's here, I really want to focus on the reason we're here, which is our students. So this is just my talking to you guys one last time. A lot of you think that you're done because you finished your journey in the BSN program. But like Florence Nightingale said, let us never consider ourselves finished nurses. We must be learning all of our lives. So please remember, we are lifelong learners. We want to keep taking those opportunities to learn, whether that means coming back to school or being a positive influence and preceptor. We hope you'll do that. Because whether you believe it or not, you have learned a lot in your time with us here. You probably don't give yourself credit for how much you've learned, but let me just remind you of a couple of the things, okay? So think back to 321L. And just learning how to do vital signs. I mean, putting a blood pressure cuff on somebody. Like when you finally got to 403 and got to go to clinical, you thought you were like, do I really want to be a nurse? I can't even get this thing on. And now look at you guys. I mean, come on, you did it. All that practice with Marvin Stewart paid off. You were able to go and give injections and put in catheters and put in NG tubes and pass medication safely. So thank you, Marvin. Because he really took a lot from all you guys. Then you guys moved on to 405L, which was just a lot of the same, but in hyperspeed. And then you added more skills with all the IVs things. You got to start IVs, you got to spike and prime bags, program pumps, and the dreaded IV piggyback competency. But you guys did it. Look, you're all here, you survived, and you did it. We also tacked on the 404L during the semester, so you got to learn how to compassionately care for complex mentally ill patients. You probably questioned your own sanity this semester, and it was a long 16 weeks, but you guys did that too, so I'm happy to see that. 406 and L and 407L comes around at just the right time, because not only are you guys going a little crazy, now you get to deal with happy moms and sweet little babies and grateful children and parents and a lot fewer meds. A lot fewer. So that's always like a little gift having that semester. Then your last two semesters that you just encountered, 411 and 412, just took everything to a new level. Your care maps became that much more complex. You cared for patients that were sicker than you have in any of the other semesters, but you did it and you survived that. So we're glad that you made it through that as well. We thought, hey, let's sprinkle in leadership and community health just for the heck of it. You know, why not? Because it's not like critical care isn't intense enough, you know? And like like most people say, so many papers, so little time, because it was a difficult time there. But you continued learning, you kept persevering, and now you have completed those classes. Along the way, you have formed strong connections with your classmates. I've seen it happen. I love to watch the friendships happen from day one all the way to now. You also relied on your faculty during low points, so that's good too, that you had someone to talk to. You learned the importance, especially of asking questions, whether it be to your faculty, to the staff, to your patients, to your preceptors. I don't want you to forget this skill, because that's probably one of the most important skills of nursing. It's how we're going to continue learning, by asking questions. You've asked yourself and your patients many questions. Some of the questions, hopefully, are like committed to memory. Can you please tell me your name and date of birth? God, I mean, come on, just say it. Do you have any allergies? You're going to have to just say that again and again. Do you know what this medication's for? Can you rate your pain on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being no pain, 10 being the worst pain you've ever had? And, you know, everyone's favorite, when was your last bowel movement? You know, because only we want to ask that. Other questions were more about personal growth and learning along the way. Why did I choose nursing? Will I ever have to write a care map in the hospital setting? Do these ABGs show respiratory alkalosis or metabolic acidosis? Or neither? That's normal sinus rhythm, right? Will this ever end? And lastly, what exactly is eating Gilbert Grape? But now, you're done. We're ready to release you into the world of nursing, and we're so proud of your accomplishments. And I want to, again, encourage you to never stop asking questions. The last time I spoke at a pinning ceremony was my own, back in May of 1990. I wear my pin every day on my work badge. I've worn it every day to work. And I showed some of my students tonight my pin. It's on my badge. Wear it proudly. When I graduated, I was just so excited and relieved, and I want you guys to relish those feelings, because you're going to remember them forever. And just to close, I want to end with a quote from Albert Einstein: "Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The most important thing is to not stop questioning." Congratulations. Now it is my great pleasure to invite you to witness one of the most symbolic and special moments in the nurse's journey, the pinning of each graduate, marking their official entry into the nursing profession. Now we have Miss Susan Morales. I'm sorry, Susan Concha. Kaylin Escobedo. Agnes San Diego Cosico. Andrea Calderon.
Nightingale Pledge. You can just read it with me. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession faithfully. I will abstain from whatever is deleterious and will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession, and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping, and all family affairs coming to my knowledge and practice my calling, with
chapter tonight, I want to take a moment to take in what this ceremony truly represents. The nursing pin each of us wears is more than a symbol. It is a promise. A promise to uphold compassion, integrity, and resilience as we step into a role that demands our whole hearts. Over the past few years, we've learned more than pharmacology, care plans, and lab values. We've learned how to stay grounded when the world feels heavy. We've held the hands of patients in their most vulnerable moments. We've learned to advocate, listen, lead, and lean on each other when it gets tough. Our journey hasn't been easy. There are moments of self-doubt, long nights, early mornings, tears, and sacrifices. But friendships were formed in white scrubs and ugly clinical shoes. Moments of laughter between lectures and the shared victories that only fellow nursing students can truly understand. We're bonded by something deeper than shared classes. We're bonded by a calling. To our professors, preceptors, mentors, nursing faculty, School of Nursing staff, and families, thank you for guiding us, for believing in us, and for reminding us of our why when we forgot it ourselves. Your support carried us through. Tonight, I want to take a moment to thank someone who has shown me throughout my entire life what true nursing looks like. She doesn't know I'm saying this right now, but my mother, Cecilia, where are you? Hi! She is the epitome of what it means to be a nurse, compassionate, selfless, and endlessly caring. I grew up watching her pour herself into her work, working 2 jobs, 3 if you count being my mom, and advocating for her patients, staying long after her shift ended, and still coming home to give just as much love and care to her family. She's been my role model, my guide, and my inspiration. I'm so sorry. Everything I hope to be as a nurse, I've seen first in her. And tonight when I received my pin, I carried her heart with me. This moment is as much hers as it is mine, so thank you. And to my classmates, wherever your nursing journey takes you, never forget this moment, because you have earned every bit of it. Congratulations, class of 2025. We made it through nursing school. And thank you to everyone for attending the ceremony tonight.